Right, I'm doing this video for the Hisense cooker I bought. It's the HDE3211BWUK. I'm having problems with the grill. The grill is not heating up as hot as it should. I have a feeling that when you select it to the grill, it's actually turning on the lower element and top element and working as an oven. It feels like there's a problem with the switch. So I've just created this video really to send to Hisense, but I thought I'd post it on YouTube. Maybe people are having the same issues with the grill. It's a long video, I haven't edited it. It's basically me going through the whole oven after it being repaired, but supposedly repaired by the repair guy. But even the guy that came, the contractor that came, said, you know, this is the best you're going to get it. I said, but it's not correct. The grill doesn't go red, it doesn't glow. I said, if you put the grill on in my microwave, and I've got that in the video, it shows after 3 minutes, you know, the grill is glowing bright red, and you know, it cooks perfectly. But the Hisense cooker, the grill stays black. It gets warm, but not very warm, enough to obviously heat the oven using the lower element and the top element. And you know, the oven, the small top oven, it'll go up to about 200 degrees with the door closed. But you're supposed to grill with the door open because it's not a fan assisted grill. There's no fan in the top oven. So this is just a video showing all that. Really, it's for me to send to Hisense so they get a full picture. Right, I have the grill set to grill. I have a temperature probe in the oven. I've shut the door, which you don't have to do with the grill. But as you can see, the grill elements are not red. They're still black. Maximum temperature in the oven is 133 degrees. It's been on for 5 minutes already. Why is the grill not heating up? Also, why is the bottom plate on? The bottom grill should not be on when it's just the grill only. Also, the switch. There's a funny click, and then it misses this one and goes straight to that one. It's like it's as if it doesn't register when it goes to grill. Your instructions aren't clear. They say turn the grill on and then set the temperature. But how can that be right? So if I got to turn the grill on, and then do I have to turn it back down to here? Because I don't understand, because if I turn the grill on and then click back to there, it's asking to go back to lower grill, and then what, set the temperature? But surely this temperature range modulates both upper and lower for your oven. This is for your oven temperature. These temperature settings. There's nothing to do with the grill. I don't want the oven on when I'm cooking toast, or cooking cheese on toast, or cooking sausages, or whatever I'm going to do in the grill, or bacon. I want to do bacon in the grill. I don't want the lower heat to be on. I want the grill to be going on and the grill to be bright red. The grill does not go red. Right, we're back down to 85 degrees because the door was open. Let's see. On grill only. So this temperature should be rising up very fast now, but watch, it'll only go to about 120. Grill element should be hot. If I turn my grill on in my microwave, after 2 minutes it's bright red, it glows bright red. I'll do it now if you want. Right. Three minutes, right? We'll do it for 3 minutes and then I'll show you when it goes red. Let's see, under the grill, anything red? Nothing red, nothing red at all. 124 degrees with the grill on. maximum temperature, 127 degrees. Cooking a bit of toast in this grill takes half an hour. Half an hour and it comes out like a crunchy crouton. And I don't understand how you can say this is acceptable for a cooker, because it's not. I've seen YouTube videos with the same. Some people are saying you're supposed to preheat the top oven before you use the grill. That makes no sense. So I have to preheat the oven to 220, then put my toast in and then turn it to grill. That defeats the purpose. Waste of energy. Up to 142 now. Still not going red. $152. I don't understand why it takes so long. It's just a waste of energy. 157.59. I think I can see it slightly going red down at the bottom there, but I'm sorry, that's with the door closed. You're not supposed to grill with the door closed. I should be able to have the door open for grilling stuff, because it's not fan assisted, so there's no fan in the top oven. So you should not have to have the door shut to grill. And if I open that door now, that temperature will go right down. $172 degrees with the door shut. You see? They're glowing red, bright red. That's how a grill is supposed to look, bright red in the microwave. This is my microwave, by the way. The grill is glowing bright red bars, right? That's how a grill should grill. I see no red in here. It's black. 83 degrees, 183. Oh, look, temperature cut out. So the maximum the grill will go is 180 degrees. The oven thinks that that's hot enough for the grill. So he's turned the grill off, right? So the grill's off, and nothing's red. Door's open and look, the temperature's going down, down, down. How am I supposed to cook toast in this? Or grill some bacon? This is unacceptable. I'm not accepting this cooker. I've had it over a month now. And I even bought this microwave, air fryer microwave, because I couldn't use the grill in this cooker. So I spent £150 on a microwave because I bought a shitty fucking cooker from Hisense. That is how a grill should glow, red, so it can cook stuff. See? Oh, the whole element is red. I'm not happy with this. I want this taken away. I'm not putting up with this any longer. I still have to test the oven to see if when the guy replaced the sensor, because the oven was cutting out after 45 minutes. 45 minutes, the clock would go off and the whole cooker would go off. For 15 minutes I couldn't turn it back on until the temperature probe cooled down, or the safety mechanism. So I don't know if that's working. I haven't tested it yet. I'll test that tonight, probably. I'll run the cooker for an hour. Wasting my electricity, by the way. because of this cooker. But I don't understand. Look, door open. Okay, grill's come back on again. But it's 105 degrees now. This cannot cook toast. This cannot cook bacon. This bottom, the bottom element should not come on when I have it set to grill. Unacceptable. Okay, so I've turned the grill down to, I turned it on to grill and then I switched it down to max. So maximum I'm assuming is about 250, it should be 250. Let's see if the grill actually gets to 250, or the oven, because this, to me, this setting's for the oven. So it should be bottom element and top element together, which means none of them will get red because obviously both of them working together, they don't have to go red. But let's see how high the temperature goes in this oven, because I know from experience the bottom oven, the maximum it will go to is a 225, even though the dial reads 220 plus more. So I'd say most ovens go to 250, 240, 250, right? Bottom oven, maximum this oven, max is out at 225. So I don't see any, so, and look, he's cut out. He's cut out at 175. The grill thinks he's up to temperature at max. 182 degrees. And that's just residual heat building up. $200 degrees. But yet your dial says 220. Max should be 250. 202 degrees. And the elements are off because your temperature sensor thinks it's up to temperature, which is not. So how is this, even as an oven, it's not fucking, it's not up to spec. It's not up to standard as an oven. 205 degrees. $205 degrees, 208. And that's just with residual heat building up. But the oven's not the issue. The grill is the issue. I'm just testing this out of curiosity just to see if the oven actually works, to see if it gets up to temperature. By the looks of it, it doesn't. But again, you guys will have a thing of plus or minus 10%, so imagine that falls within your 10%. But why do you have a dial that goes from 220 to max? So 220 to max should be 240, 250. Look at the size, look at the length of the distance between the 220 and the max. Why put a maximum there when you've got 220 below? Makes no sense. Hisense, no sense. So we're going to crawl up to 220, maybe take half an hour to get to 220. I don't understand. Whoever programmed the sensor is stupid. I'm going to phone you guys tomorrow. Hopefully the guy will put in his report that I'm still not happy with the grill. And if you guys don't send a rep from your company, not a contractor, I don't want a contractor sent out here again, because they have there's nothing in it for them. They don't care whether this cooker works or not. It's not their cooker. I want somebody from Hisense to come here, a manager or somebody, so I can show them physically that the grill. I've just watched 2 YouTube videos of people with the same problem. And they're all coming up with stupid workarounds. Oh, first you have to turn it to grill and then turn it back down to temperature. That's a lot of bullshit. Because when you turn it back down to the temperature, it operates upper and lower elements. But even that grill, it's operating the upper and lower elements. So whatever switch mechanism to turn it to grill is not telling it to just turn the grill on. The grill should come on by itself. It should not come on along with the lower element. The lower element should not be heating up in the oven when the grill alone is on. The grill should be glowing red and the bottom element should be off. There's something wrong with this, with the way this was designed, or the wiring is inside, the switch isn't telling the correct elements to switch on and off. I mean, that's been a good 5 minutes and the light hasn't come back on again. It's just holding temperature at 216. It's just using the temperature at 216. Might as well test the lower oven and see how. Right, 215, so the top oven is on its way down. See how low it has to get before the light kicks in and it turns the oven elements back on again. Okay, so now it thinks it's getting too cold, so it's heating back up again. So let's see how much it heats it up by. 215. Doesn't make sense. It's went from 216 down to 215 and now it thinks it has to turn the light back on. It's weird. less, just because my probe's touching the metal bit. Yeah, I just moved the sensor because it was touching the metal plate, the metal grill, whatever you call it. So I've moved it so it's hanging in the air. Let's see. It's 199. The elements are still black, not red. 202, 203. Light's still on, so it's still heating up. 216. Oh, it's going higher now. 220. 221. Okay, so now he's up to he's up to the maximum temperature it says in the dial, so it's actually going higher, so it's a good sign. For the oven, not for the grill, because the grill element just does not go red. So 230. So 230 is the cutout. And you obviously go up to 240, 250 maybe with a residual temperature. So the oven works, the upper oven works is fine. It gets up to temperature, but it's using upper and lower elements, which is fine. So it's just the grill on its own. Why it doesn't use the grill on its own? So he'll get up to 250 with residual temperature, which is fine. The top oven, as an oven, it works fine. As a grill, it does not work. It's not fit for purpose of the grill. So top oven, I'm happy with the temperature. But as a grill, not happy with. And it's the grill I wanted it for. Because if I can't cook bacon in a grill, so I'm going to move the temperature probe to the lower oven to test the lower oven, because the grill is a fail. So I'm going to turn this one off. Lower oven. Yeah. So I've got the temperature probe now in the lower oven, not touching anything metal. And we're just going to see how high this gets. The problem I had with the lower oven before was when I was preheating it, I had a pizza stone in it, and I was preheating the oven as hot as I could get it, so I had it up at max for a good half an hour. I then put my pizza in one that was up to temperature, the pizza stone was up to temperature. I put my pizza in, and then 5 minutes after, the whole oven cut out. the display went black. Everything cut out. The only thing that would work was the hot plates. Everything else was gone. Didn't matter if I turned the switches on or off, on or off. The display was black. Everything just cut out. And I had to wait 15 minutes until the oven cooled down before I could turn the oven back on and finish cooking off my pizza. So the cutout safety feature was kicking in for some reason, and the oven was only at 225 degrees. That's the maximum it would go. And I'm sorry, but if I'm going to cook like a roast that's going to be in there for 2 hours at 200, and say I had it at 220, I know it's a bit high for a roast, but I'm just saying as an example. If I'm going to cook something at 220 for 2 hours, and then the oven cuts out after 40 minutes because it thinks it's overheated, that's not right. I know ovens cut out and off and on to keep temperature, but this wasn't that because the display just went black. Everything went black. And you couldn't do anything. So we're at 172 now in the oven. So I'm not going to film this until it cuts out because I have to sit here for 40 minutes. I'll just have to test that when the next time I cook something in the oven. I just want to see what temperature the oven can get up to, just for curiosity. I've got the dial at max, so I want to know exactly how high it'll go. So 194. $202. $212, 13. Light's still on, so it's still heating up. That's 220, so that's what's on the dial, 220. But again, I'd imagine 240, 250. But see, it cuts out at 220. That's not good. But it's what it says in the dial, so I imagine it'll get to 240 with residual heat. But I don't understand, why do you have a maximum? It's very misleading when you say 220 and then you've got a big gap and then max. That assumes that it's going to go to 250 or 240. So maximum temperature is what? The residual, 230, 240. I can suppose I can live with that, but I would have liked, no, 220, 223. Is that going back down now? So 223 max. Obviously with fan assist, the residual heat's not going to last as long. So back down to 220, I imagine it'll come on, light will come on maybe 215. So it's 218, 27, this is not a good oven. 220 max, that's rubbish. 216, 215, still not come on. 213, 212, 211, still not come back on again. Okay, 210. So in reality, 210 is what it's going to be cooking at mainly, because most of the time it's going to be cooling down to 210. So the maximum I can have my oven temperature is like 210, and then it goes up to what, 220 and cuts off, and then cools back down to 210 again. So your actual oven temperature is 210, because it's only ever going to be 220 for a couple of seconds, and then it starts cooling back down to 210 again. So this is misleading, because it's not 220. It's 220, then cools down to 210, then heats back up to 220. So you're never going to be cooked. I'll never be able to cook at 220. It's always going to be around 215, 212, 218 for a couple of seconds, 220 for 1 second, and then cools back down to 210 again. Why do you have a maximum temperature on your dial if that's the maximum temperature there, 220? This is false advertising. This cooker is not fit for purpose. $220, $221. It's going to cut back out again. It's not making sense. 222, 223. Is it going to let it go hotter this time? It's a bit strange. 224, 226. Still not cutting out. This cooker makes no sense. $230, still not cut out. Okay, so now it cuts out. 230, 232. Let's see how much it cools down before it comes back on again. You can hear the external fan now. Must be a fan at the back. So I wonder if you're actually going to cut out. $232. still hear the external fan at the back, so it's obviously trying to cool himself, which is fine. I might as well do the full test for the oven, see if I can get it to cut out. 222, still not come back on the light. Okay, so 220 comes back on again, 218. 218 comes back on, so max must mean more than 220. So maybe that first heat up, I don't know. I don't know how it's programmed. So it's heating back up. External fans off. I hope you guys watch these videos. Five. $230. Lights still on. $235 cuts out. So 235 is the maximum. Okay. Display to cut out. External fans on again. It's 240, almost 239. The residual heat back on its way down again. So if this test goes okay and the oven doesn't cut out permanently, the lower oven and the top oven I'm happy with, both as ovens. They work as fine as ovens, okay? Maybe not as hot as I want them, but they're fine, they work, I can cook with them. So the only thing for me is the grill, and that's a big fail. And I'm not willing to accept a grill that can't grill. I like to grill stuff. Most of my stuff, sausages, bacon, I like to grill. I use my grill all the time. And if the grill ain't going red, it ain't cooking nothing. And I'm not cooking stuff in the grill as an oven. I'm not shutting the door. I never shut the door when I grill. In fact, most grills that don't have a fan, You leave the door open. The only time you grill is if it's a fan assisted grill, and then it tells you to shut the door because it keeps the heat inside as it's grilling, and the fan circulates the air. Any other grill that you have, you normally have to keep the door open. But this grill does not go red, as you saw from the test in the microwave. My microwave grill went red after 5 minutes, 4 minutes. It was bright red, glowing bright red. This grill stays black. It just does not glow. Doesn't get to, just does not glow. It's as if the switch isn't working to tell it to turn on to grill. Grill only. When I turn on the grill, the bottom element should not come on. The bottom element in the oven, this lower element, should not be heating up when I've got it on grill only. So there's an electrical problem, a switch problem, a design problem with this. Because if it was, I'm pretty sure if this switch worked and it turned it to grill only, and the bottom element wasn't on, then this grill would glow bright red, because then the grill is getting all the power, all the electricity is going into that one element, and that would glow red. But right now, the way this switch works, when you set it to grill, it's asking you to turn on both lower and upper, and it's working as an oven. And that's the reason it's not putting the element on the grill. It's the reason the grill is not glowing red, because it still thinks it's in oven mode. Anyway, I think by the looks of it, I think the lower oven's working. I know it took about 40 minutes the last time. I'm not sure if I want to sit here for 40 minutes and waste all my electricity. So it looks like 240, 230, 238, 240 with residual temperature is the maximum temperature I'm going to be able to cook at, which is fine, because most stuff you cook at 180, 200, 220 if you want a good start, you know, if you're doing pork crackling or whatever. 220, 240 would have been good, but looks I can get to 240 just before it starts to come down in temperature, so that's okay. I can live with that, but it's just a grill. I'm not accepting an oven that a grill don't work. So I think I'm going to go. I think I'm kind of satisfied that the grill. I'm not sure what happens when I put the pizza stone in though. Maybe the pizza stone, with the pizza stone holding the heat, maybe it kept the residual temperature up to maybe 250. Possibly that might have been. That contributed to the temperature. If I stick the pizza grill, if I put the pizza grill in, I'll do it for maybe another 5-10 minutes. Let's see. I just put the pizza stone in the oven, because as that warms up, that should keep the internal temperature a little bit higher to see. I mean, I don't know, you guys could probably come back and say, oh, maybe you're not supposed to use a pizza stone in the oven. Well, that's what they're designed for. They're designed to warm up the pizza stone so it cooks the bottom of your pizza a little bit faster, makes it crunchy. Obviously, it must raise, I would say it would raise the ambient, or keep the ambient temperature in the oven longer, because the pizza stone takes longer to cool down. But the pizza stone will never get warmer than the oven. So, if the pizza stone gets heated up to say 220, it's only ever going to radiate heat at 220 or below. It's not going to make the oven stay warmer, but what it might do is make the ambient temperature rise quicker when the oven's heating back up again, so it might heat, it might heat up quicker and get to maybe, instead of heating up to 240, maybe it will be able to heat up to say 250 in the time limit it gets for putting the heating element on between say 225 and 240, or whenever it cuts out at 230. We'll see. But I don't think this will be a good test because the piece of stone's cold. So, normally I'd have to heat up a piece of stone for 20, 25 minutes, 30 minutes for the piece of stone to actually get up to temperature. So this test, this isn't going to do nothing. Right now that piece of stone is actually cooling the oven down quicker because the stone is cold just now. I'm just gonna I'll leave this camera facing the oven. I just need to go and get some. So I've got 234 and it's cut out. I don't mean cut out, I just meant maximum temperature reached on its way back down. Get the external fan on. And 224 should come back on soon. To 19. I thought it'd come on by now. Still off. Okay, now it's come on. At 217. It comes back on. It didn't seem constant. Maybe it's the airflow's maybe changed because I've put the pizza stone in, so the airflow is a little bit different. So I suppose maybe where I've got my temperature sensor, obviously that's going to change. I'm trying to create the exact situation that happened when it cut out, and that's what happened. I was cooking a pizza at the time and I had the pizza stone in. I had preheated for half an hour, so the oven had a good preheat and the stone was up to temperature, and it was only then I put my pizza in, and then after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, that's when the whole oven cut out, the display went black, everything went black. and I had to wait a good 15 minutes before the oven would allow me to turn it back on again. And then I didn't really have to cook my pizza because I just left the pizza in, and the residual heat ended up cooking the pizza anyway from the pizza stone. So by the time the actual oven came back on, my pizza was actually ready, albeit it maybe cooked a little bit slower than normal, but you know, it was edible. But the fact is, it should never have cut out like that. I understand having a cut off if there was a fault with the oven and the oven maybe got too hot by itself and then the cutout kicks in, that's fine. But if you're cooking something and it's cutting out at 230 degrees, you know, shutting off, I mean, at 230 degrees, then there's a problem with the sensor. So, but just now it seems to be working fine. 235 is when it turns the heat off by itself. And then residual temperature will take it back up to about 240. And then the external fan seems to kick in at 236. So imagine that external fan must pull the air out the oven faster, maybe. See, that's on its way back down again, so 236. 236 seems to be where it's set at to start taking out that hot air. So that side of it seems to be working fine. So I'll leave this for now 3 times to switch on and off, and then I call it quits, because I've got a feeling with the new sensor, and the guy said the instructions came with the sensor that, you know, he had to put the new sensor in with a little bit of extra insulation. Maybe that insulation helps with the sensor not reading the temperature so high so quick. I don't know, maybe it was a design fault or a revision. You guys must have released a revision, because I imagine you must have had quite a few complaints. But the grill, we need to sort the grill thing out, because that switch doesn't feel right when you turn it. It's as if you turn it and the switch isn't registering, or something funky. And it's strange because the guy changed the switch, so the new switch is the exact same as the old switch. You can still get that funny, when you switch it, when you turn it around and switch it, when you switch it to the lower element, and then the grill, there's like no click between the lower element and the grill, but there's a click onto the lower element, but then it seems to skip. It's like a click and then a skip. It's like a click and then it skips. It's like too fast. It's as if it misses the grill. You want it to have a click and then another click to the grill, but there's no click to the grill. It just feels wrong. You know, you've got a big click here to the lower element, and then it's like no click. Big click, and then it just kind of falls over. Big click, falls over. So that, from there to there, it feels like there's nothing. This, it feels like there's nothing getting switched. So to me, lower elements on, upper elements not being turned on. That's what it feels like. Lower elements on, upper elements not being switched on, and that's why the grill's not going red. That's why the grill's not getting full power, because the lower element's still on. Anyway, that's my thoughts. Anyway, I've done a full test and a full kind of review of your oven really for you. Don't worry about the smoke, that's just my vape, it's not the oven. I'm going to get to 240. Come on, get to 240. That's the external fan kicked in again. No, not go to 240 now. Oh, 240. So the pizza stone, I think, does help keep the internal temperature up a little bit. Just that residual temperature. See when the external fan cuts out. That's the external fan cut off at 232. Is it? Yeah, external fan's cut out at 230. 232. Right, do 2 more cycles and call it quits. It's not the most exciting job. Probably even worse to watch. I suppose you can always fast forward. Two, 2, 3, and the light come on. So maximum must mean 230. So it's a long distance. If you look at the distances between the temperatures, your scale's a bit off-putting. So, you know, from 200 to 220, that's a wee short line, that's 20 degrees. From 180 to 200, that's 20 degrees. All those wee short lines, and then you've got a massive long line between 220 and max, which you would assume is like double the size of the smaller line. So you would think that would be like 40. That line looks like an extra 40 degrees, so 220 plus 40 should be 260, you would think. But no, it's an extra, 10 degrees, and then with residual, another 10 degrees of ambient. So it's going to be at 240 for like 2 seconds, ever. Each time, each cycle, you're going to get 240 for 2 seconds until the external fan starts pulling out the hot air. Cut out in a minute. 239. Cut out at 239. 240. Should be 241 maybe. This time. 241. So the pizza stone definitely helps with the ambient temperature. So maybe that's the external fan kicked in now. So 243, that's quite a jump. Mm, 243 max. And then the external fan's pulling all that hot air back out again. So you can get up to, I wonder if, like, maybe it went up to like 250, maybe that's when it cut out. Maybe, I wonder if we can get it to go to 250 ambient. I don't know if the pizza stone would hold that much heat. I suppose if the pizza stone is holding, say the pizza stone gets up to 220, 230, and it holds that at 230, I wonder if that's enough to push the oven past its safe setting. Maybe that could be what forced it to cut out. I'm just doing this to try and create the circumstances of when it did cut out for myself and for you guys, for your, I suppose it'll be good information for your research and development. Maybe you can program the sensors a little bit more to give it that little bit extra leeway, you know, because people are going to use pizza stones for cooking pizzas. And if your ovens are cutting out because of that 10-degree extra ambient temperature inside the oven, then you're going to be getting a lot of phone calls with complaints and service calls. So in the long run, it might save you guys money. That's the light going back on at 226. See how hot it gets now. It's almost an hour long, this video, plus the one before for the grill. So I'll go and join these two videos together and cut out all the rubbish. And then hopefully I can email it to somebody at Hisense for you guys to review. Obviously, you know, I've had this over a month now and I've just stopped using it. I actually went and bought this microwave, air fryer microwave, because I was pissed off with the grill not working. So I've just been cooking on my microwave now, really. Okay, I use the hot plates, but I haven't used the oven or the grill since the last time the engineer came. I'm quite happy with my microwave grill. It works pretty good and it's a lot cheaper than running this. But that's by the point. If the grill did work in the cooker, I would be using the grill in the cooker, I can assure you. 238 still hasn't cut out. 240 no cut out yet. Oh, cut out 240 this time. So that pizza plate definitely making a difference, keeping the ambient temperature. So at 242, 243. I don't think the external fan's on yet. Now it's on 243, the external fan came on. I assume this is going to be up to 245, 246 maybe. Yeah, 245 maximum this time. So I think two more cycles, and I think that will get up to about 250, and we'll see if it maybe 250. I wonder if 250 is your cut-off temperature for the safety. What's it called? The safety thermal sensor, whatever it's shut-off sensor, thermocouple. I don't know if that's the right word. I'm trying to think of a card, I think, for the hot water in the car. thermoblock. I think that's the right word. Thermoblock, isn't it? Yeah, probably. External fan still on. Okay, that's temperature come back on again at 227. Obviously, must be where I've got my sensor. It must be your oven sensor must be slightly different. Let's see what happens. Again, it was my vape. It's not the oven. The smoke. You see, I'm vaping. $240. Still not cut out yet. Oh, 240. 241 cut out. And it'll go up to what, 246 maybe this time? This external fan just started. Mm, 245. Alright, 245. So, I don't think. I'll do one more cycle. I don't think it's going to go higher than 245, even with the pizza stone inside. Which is fine. 245. It's a good test anyway. Light should come on about now. 231. 228. It comes on 228. This is the last one because I'm getting bored. I don't think the oven's going to cut out. So the new sensor seems to, the new thermoblock sensor seems to be doing its job. So the lower oven's fine now. So it's just the grill, and that's the make or break for me because I want the grill working as a grill, not as a oven. So 240. Light should cut out soon. Oh, 243. 245. External fan kicks in. So 245 seems to be the max, and then the external fan pulls out the air. So 246. And a piece of stone's doing its job. My pizza would be cooked by now anyway, so right, I'm going to stop the test here. I think hopefully I've given you enough information for your guys and your research and development team, and obviously for my claim, because obviously trying to prove this with you guys over the phone, and you just need to persuade you guys to send somebody from Hisense here and not a contractor, because the contractors have no interest. They just say that's the best you're going to get it, and that's just the way these cheap ovens work. And I'm kind of pissed off at my dad for choosing this, for choosing the cheapest oven available, because it was my dad that bought this for me. And I think he just went and looked at the cheapest price possible and bought Hisense. And unfortunately, this is what I get. And Curry's and Hisense, oh, they're arguing like who you know, who does the warranty lie under. So there was a bit of humming and hawing there. Anyway, normally if you say something's faulty, you know, you can get it swapped. I wanted it swapped. I wanted a different model, a different company. I just did not want to go back to Hisense because it just put me right off. You know, put me off buying your telly as well, because I went and bought a TCL telly rather than a Hisense telly. So, and then I was looking at your wash machines. I was going to buy a wash machine because your new wash machine is quite nice looking. But then I thought back to the oven. I thought you're going to have the same problems with the wash machine. So, for your own sake, Hisense, I would get this stuff sorted out and fixed, because all it takes is one faulty appliance and then the customer will never buy a Hisense again. ever. Anything, telly, washing machine, whatever. So you guys need to get these small things sorted. You know. And the grill's, you know, that's self-explanatory. When you turn a grill on, you expect it to glow red. It has to glow bright red. If your grill ain't glowing red, it ain't working, you know. Half an hour to cook a bit of toast. It's crazy. So anyway, leave it with you guys. Hopefully somebody watches this.